Hello and welcome back to SML After Dark. I am Primetime 000, joined by the Mad Bomber. How's it going, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Once again, we may have to change the name or something because it is once again light out, but it is after the dark.
Yeah,
So
technically light does come after the dark. So
that's right.
Bomber, I got something on my chest and I need you to be my therapist here.
All right, let's go. Go ahead and sit on the couch.
I say things to people who I like sometimes, and sometimes I say things to people I don't like, but I really like Dump most of the time. Sometimes. Rarely I like Dump, but I'll say this. No, I actually like Dump. He comes in chat, or he comes in the SML this cycle about halfway through, and he says, hey, I want back. I'm a new Dump. He's gone to the Alps. He's found himself. He's had some spiritual awakening. He's calm. He's composed. He's collected. Some darkness retreat, Aaron Rodgers like. Comes back. He's great. He's playing well, blah, blah, blah. Last season, he lost in the play. I think I beat him in the playoffs. And then this season, he might not make it. And now we're hearing, I'm just not even sure if I'm going to make it through this cycle. And as the game's the same, I'm not going to make it through next cycle. And blah, 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 blah. And then I keep seeing that. Then the next day, I go in chat. And he beats you, and then he's like talking trash to me, like, Prime, I'm going to beat you week 18 or week 17. I'm like, dude, like, pick a side. And I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing guys puff their chest out one day and the next day not do it. I went at Dan about this kind of, and now I'm going to Dump about it. It's got to stop.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that's very emotional. You can see it too when somebody says something about him or goes at him, it's immediately gets fired up. And I like Dump. I just think he's a guy of extremes, right? He gets extremely low, he gets extremely high, and I think that becomes taxing after a long cycle, and it's tough to navigate those big swings. But everybody's playing the same game. I know he said something about if defense isn't fixed in 27, I'm leaving. Look, I've been a perpetrator of the if I'm losing, I don't really like being in the league, and there's retirement talks and I've tried to calm that down because at the end of the day, you're at best going to win like 70% of your games, which means 3 out of every 10, you're going to lose.
Right.
So it's just the way the game is. You're not going to win every game, and everybody's playing the same game. So complaining about the defense or whatever, just say, I lost. I don't like losing. And if I'm going to keep losing, maybe I don't want to still be here. It takes a lot to be a fig and just get, your shit pushed in day after day and then still be here. So if that's what it is that you can't stand losing, just say you can't stand losing. And I know Dump's going to come at me and he's going to say, I owned you. Yeah, you beat me when you had the Bengals, and you beat me that one time with the Colts when I was in the NFC, but you need 247 straight wins to catch me in win percentage. So maybe we'll calm that down. Anyway, that's all I got to say with Dump. I think he's a good guy. I think he's good for the league. I think he's got to find a better way to ride those highs and lows.
And I think to your point, guys like you, guys like me, guys like Dump, even the Dans of the world, we have a lot emotionally invested in the league. You could kind of be a guy who just loads up and plays and is in chat sometimes. And when you win or lose, there might not be as much weight into it because you don't have. And I get it. Like when I lose to myself, I sometimes will have those like, man, I'm in chat this much per day. I invested this much time commentating these playoff games, this much time making these shows. Like we're going to spend 25 minutes of our time, then I'm going to upload it or 10 minutes, and then our prep rate. And it's like, is it really worth it? And then I say that to myself sometimes when I lose, or if I lose multiple playoff games in a row. But I try not to put it in chat because that feeling goes away after a day or two. But I feel like the problem is if you start posting it, then you kind of program yourself to constantly talk about it, and it makes it worse. So that's one thing. I just don't bring it up to anybody because I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah, I think Dan brought it up even once. He said on one of the shows, take 24 hours. Yeah. And I've tried to do that more, and I feel like it's helped. Is just get away from, if you feel really upset about something, get away from chat, or find that one person you can talk to in DMs. Send it to them. Either they can be the voice of reason, or they'll just kind of let you vent. But try to keep it out of main chat. I know it's tough. I mean, we've seen lots of people do it, myself included. Sometimes you start typing and you hit that send button just a little too soon.
Yep.
Maybe take the 24 hours, especially if you get the highs and lows.
No, 100%. I heard you talking about defense a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm getting kind of tired of this there's no defense. You can't play defense. I used to be good, but that's because there was defense. We just went over the historical records, updating the spreadsheet so you could
Yep.
make your thing for the site. Look at some of these records. First of all, none of the historical records are being shattered with yards. Right? Gilbert was all-time bad. Gilbert is still all-time bad. You're not seeing like every season records being shattered that way. What we're also not seeing is 45 sacks in a season. Some of these guys made their living on this meta defense where you could get 100 sacks and it was no big deal. You could get
Yep.
35 interceptions with one guy. I think MYT maybe still has the record with like 20 forced fumbles in a season. What's not happening is the defense isn't arcade, out of control. It's a little more realistic. You look at the scores. I think Matt's averaging 20 points per game on defense. The NFL averages 23. And before he comes at me with, oh, we play 7-minute quarters, it's not 15. Well, we get 16 sacks in a season right now, I think is the leader. If we were to double it and we'd get 32, then I guess defense would be overpowered compared to the NFL. So I think some of these guys need to just slow down with there's no defense. Maybe you're not playing good defense because your users all over the place diving or chicken wing, running around. But realistically, the defense isn't that bad. There are bad plays, and we see the broken tackles and whatever, but it's not that bad.
You know what I think has changed is the cover three match that was really popular, that got popular like 2 to 3 Maddens ago, which is still good, I think, but it's not as good. I remember, quote unquote, match defense kind of taking SML by storm, literally 2 or 3 Madden. I remember everybody, Dan was talking about it in chat. Some of these guys were talking about it in chat. And that was the defense that a lot of people were running. A lot of the elite players were running. And while it's good, I don't think it's as good. And I think some of these guys haven't made the adjustment to say, hey, I can't just call this defense on key situations and get away with it like I have been. And the guys that they're playing who they used to be able to play a match defense against have seen it now for 2-3 years in a row. Now they know how to attack match defense. For one, I remember when everybody was talking about match defense the first year. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. Honestly, I didn't understand what match defense was until the end of last Madden cycle. I just didn't know. And now I know how to attack it and beat it.
Yeah, I don't even like running. I'll just try to do I think somebody said if you shade over top or shade underneath, it takes it away.
Yeah,
I'll do that on almost every play just to get rid of it because I don't really understand what it's going to do. But I think you're right. Like some guys haven't adapted and other guys have. And so when you keep running the same thing, somebody's going to beat it because you're just doing the same thing over and over. And I mean, half the guys in this league have been here, maybe not half of them, but a lot of them have been here for years. I mean, we're talking, if you look at the career records, there's guys with 600 wins, 500 losses. I mean, it's a lot of games against the same people. So if you don't change, somebody's going to pick up on things. And,
the other thing I was thinking about, I was looking at the records of everybody, and then somebody, I think you had mentioned, or somebody had mentioned hours. So I was kind of going through some hours, and guys like KP, for example, and I love KP, great guy, almost died, I think. What a shame that would have been. I wish he would have, if he was going to die, I wish he would have died before he beat me in the Super Bowl. But
would have been a shame too, because then somebody would have had to be the Colts.
Yeah, that's true. I think he's lying about his hours, man. And I think there's another guy, and maybe I'll let you talk about him. But like, if you play Madden, just own it. Like Bomber plays a lot of Madden. He's like, hey, dude, I'm retired. What else am I going to do? Better keeps me out of getting on drugs or something. Like, just say you like the game, and what's the point in lying about playing the game?
Yeah, I don't really get it. Maybe because, if you're missing half the playoffs in the cycle, you don't want to say that you also spend 700 hours playing the game. But if you play it, you play it. If you leave your console on, like seems to be the really popular excuse, even though, I mean, we can see the streams and the console goes off, the stream goes off. And not to mention, we pulled up some other games. And guys don't have as many hours on other games, which is really weird because if you always just leave your console on, I don't know why it would only be for Madden. But I just don't know why you try to pretend like you don't do it. I play a lot of Madden. I don't leave my console on. I'll sit in practice mode sometimes when I'm bored and just start running the same plays, put it on random plays so I run different ones and see what works or whatever. But just pretending like I leave my console on. And then KP says he left his console on. I go pull it up the friends list and Oh, he logged off 5 minutes ago. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the 6 hours it just cut off. Just happened to be then. But
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
don't get it.
pulled Soda's hours, man. And I pulled Soda's hours, and it was like Madden and MLB The Show and then Call of Duty. But somehow the other games he never leaves his console on.
Yeah,
And
32 hours on NCAA,
yeah.
but everything else is hundreds. Like, come on.
And it's like, if you're gonna, maybe you're just embarrassed because you've missed half the playoffs and you can't win a playoff game, and it looks better to say, hey, I actually don't play the game because I haven't sniffed a Super Bowl appearance. I don't blame him, I guess. I mean, maybe I'd lie then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. So does one. He's missed the playoffs twice. Once the NFC got in with a sub 500 team. Not Nice made it at 8-9, and Soto still didn't make the playoffs that season. He's currently doing pretty well, but he's got a third place schedule because he missed again last season.
And that
So
division's
I
not
think,
great.
yeah, I think maybe the lack of success is kind of why he would lie about the hours or the console on whatever.
Um, have you read into any of the microtransaction thing with college football?
Yeah, I saw some of it with they snuck in the dev thing and then they took it out when apparently all the YouTubers, the big content guys that they invited out and didn't show it to during the little pre-release. I forget what they called it. The thing they did joint with Madden.
Did you get the MVP bundle plus bundle?
I did.
Yeah.
I figured I'm going to buy the game every year, so unless something changes with what you get for it, it's a wash. It's 7 days early access for really no difference.
Yeah, I got it too. I guess for those who don't play college football, which I played, I played one online head-to-head game, and then I played 10 minutes of Road to Glory, and then I deleted it, which is, so essentially I paid an extra $70 to get Madden like a week early, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just admit it. I'm not gonna lie. I get fear of missing out. It's worth $70 for me to play the game a week early. Maybe I'm stupid.
Yeah. No, I do the same. I did the same thing. I downloaded NCAA, didn't really care for it. I may go back and play it. We got another almost month till even the early release comes out. So I may go back and kind of fiddle with it, maybe try a dynasty or something, even though everything's complaining about it. But it's the same thing. If you tell me the day that the week early release comes out, hey, for $70 you can have it, 7 days early, I'm going to give you the $70.
Yeah.
Obviously, I put in 700 hours, so I got to get those hours in.
100%. 100%. You come from the era, and I've talked about this on other shows. I'm not sure if we've talked about it, but like Operation Sports, I remember probably in the mid 2010s, late 2010s, there was always a forum post, and it was Madden, where, when, how, and it would always be in the big cities where people would essentially, oh, Bob's mom and pop shop got the game shipped in a week early, and if you bring cash, they'll sell you the game for $150, and they'll sell it to you under the table. But it was always in like New York or Chicago, and obviously living in rural Indiana, that I never had that opportunity, and I didn't have the money at the time. But I think those mom and pop shops don't really stock Madden anymore, and then also the digital games kind of have eliminated that anyway. But you ever get involved in stuff like that?
No, we never really had a lot of the mom and pop ones. It was always GameStop, and then EB Games was a big one, Electronics Boutique or whatever it was called at the time, and then like Toys R Us, stuff like that. So we never got the early ones. I think a lot of what changed it was the online. I think even now, if you have a digital copy, you obviously can't download it in time, but if you have a physical one, who knows what kind of tracking stuff they can put in that when you go to load it up. They know a lot number that went to whatever store, and they may not get it now. So I think a lot of that just killed it. And I kind of like the midnight releases. We used to go to GameStop and do the tournaments. Everybody,
Did you?
50, 60 people showed up in their jerseys and stuff. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Even if I had something to do the next day, I'd go get it, and then I'd go to sleep. I wouldn't even play the game, and I'd play it the next day. But just something about that, going to get it at midnight.
It was, people would show up in their Warren Sapp jerseys at the time and everything else. My brother and we showed up, and we made the championship in the tournament from Madden 09. And I remember this GameStop manager took like a Polaroid photo of us playing, and I couldn't find the photo. I would love to find that, because I remember I was like 11 years old, and I beat some 45-year-old guy, and I was so proud of myself. But yeah, those different times, man. Between the cycle, do you got any rituals between the cycle? You just kind of stop playing, or what do you do?
I wouldn't call it a ritual. I think probably before early release, I'll be in chat probably a little less, and probably nobody will even notice because most of the time I'm in chat, I'm just kind of I have it open, but not really talking about whatever wrestling or soccer stuff that now that's going on. That's not really my thing, but I'm usually lurking, so I may lurk a little less. But once we get the game, I like to load up and I'll start looking at how the CFM plays out. I don't even care as much about the gameplay, but I want to know how guys develop, what weird little pop ups are going to happen during the CFM, like the free agency. That'll be the first thing I kind of want to see. As a guy that likes the younger teams that you develop rather than like taking like a loaded team out of the box, that's a big thing I want to see is how does the training work? Is it going to even be worth it to take a young team? The ability system now kind of kills young teams as far as getting good abilities. You get a lot of energizer and stuff like that. So that's more what I'll do. I don't really have a ritual, but kind of like you've mentioned, kind of recharge between cycles and then hit it hard right out of the gate.
One thing I do after the Super Bowl, and I would like to do it maybe beforehand this year, but I always get an Excel spreadsheet and I write down all my formations and all my plays. That way, next Madden, right off the rip, I can just add my old playbook back. And then usually when I'm in that process, I look through the plays or any cool formations, and then I add any maybe a couple plays or a couple formations each year, not much, and then that's pretty much I have it all saved. So then when the game releases, the first 2 hours, I can fix my custom playbook.
Yeah, I like to do that. I'll go through. I don't write anything down. I'll just go through the ones that I remember, and then kind of the same thing. Look for something that looks a little unique. It doesn't look like everything else, and I'll add some of that. And then within a season, as many games as we watch, you can see what plays look good, and then kind of start picking, here and there from different people's playbooks. But for me, it's mostly looking to see how the CFM works and how the developing works.
100%. You got anything on your chest?
Yeah, we just talked about developing. What do you think about 8-1? That dude came in with a lot of noise around him, and really he seems to be kind of backing it up at this point.
He's been good. I feel like he's done well in the last week or two, where he's kind of like chilled off without saying anything stupid, or at least I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to get noticed by saying stupid things, and I'm happy that he hasn't other than saying that he was 1 year old playing Madden, like he hasn't held firm on much else besides that. But
yeah.
I think he's been wise with kind of tapering off a little bit. He hasn't played anybody either, though. Like he hasn't had any like big time signature win. I don't think.
No, it's been an easy schedule, but he's still kind of surpassed what I expected from it. But I think this is probably going to be his best season for a while, unless he gets into like a weenie hut division. But it's nice to see you call him up, and everybody kind of knew what was going on. Like he's in all the streams, he's doing the fins, right? You just jump in the streams, talking to all the streams. Everybody notices you. You're going to be one of the next call ups, and to see he got called up and then was instantly commentating playoff games, doing stuff. So that was nice to see. I mean, we got guys that have been here going on a second, third cycle, and I don't know if I've even seen them on a show or commentate a single game. So already kind of putting himself ahead of that group.
No, 100%. And to your point, I mean, love him or hate him or the things he said, he's contributing, and we need more of that, especially come playoff time. Otherwise, it's you and me and maybe one or two other guys that are calling all the games, and playoff season becomes a part-time job 100% when you're commentating all those games. So it helps.
I will say it has been better. I want to say this cycle. We've added Eddie, Raider fan.
Yes.
Those guys have really stepped up. Tug's done a couple. Straw jumps in, almost guaranteed he'll jump in. Right before I put my name down on one, sometimes I'll ask him if he wants to take that other spot before it gets filled by somebody else.
Yeah.
BD. But yeah, I think it's been a lot better. Like I think wild card round. I think there's even been a season. I don't even know if I commentated one in the wild card round because everybody fills it up so fast.
I gotta ask this, man. What's your thoughts on ZBD? I mean, is the guy and ZBD, if you're watching this far, like, please don't message me, man. Just listen to what Bomber has to say.
I think ZBD is a good guy that means well. I don't know that he's got a lot going on during the day because he will send a DM about everything. I'll get a DM. If something's in main chat, I'll get a DM about it. Like a side conversation. Just just put it in main chat. And that's like, you've already, DW puts out the content thing and you've got low chat numbers, and he'll DM me, oh, I got low chat numbers, I need to figure out how to get it up. Send half the DMs you send me in
In the
chat,
chat.
and your chat numbers, you'll be top 3. Like,
Yeah.
it's not hard. The conversations you're trying to have with me, have them with the whole chat and engage there. But I think ZBD is a good guy. I think he tries. He tries to do the content stuff. I know some people kind of get on him for the commentary. He just doesn't have an off button. His timing is kind of, he'll just keep going, and it's.
Yeah.
But
Energizer
I think
Bunny.
he's Energizer Bunny. He'll just keep going and going. But I think he's a good guy for the league. I think he tries to do stuff. Maybe he needs to find his niche.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good guy. Good guy. I like ZBD. And like you said, I respect the effort and the hustle to try to, because it's better than probably a third of the league. You know, you get to that pick 20 through pick 32, and you're like, hey, what does this guy do? What does this guy do? And ZBD, you can't question the effort.
No, I mean, he's been bumped from commentary a couple of times, and I know we've had the conversation. You know, put him down for content points because he's tried. It's just somebody either fills it or comes in with a full group for red zone or something. But I mean, he's a guy that will offer to do it. So he definitely puts in the effort.
Guys, we're at 21 minutes here on After Dark. Bomber, any final thoughts or things that you got on your mind?
Woods mentioned something in chat. He said, when's it time for the old guys to hang it up?
I've seen that.
As one of the older group, I don't know. I don't know when it's really the time to hang it up. I would say when it feels like it's not fun, it's not enjoyable. And I don't mean the end of the season, because right now I feel like there's a lot of guys that, you know, this last season is, oh, damn it, I scheduled a game, I really don't want to play it. It's July, the new game's coming out, everybody's already focused on that. And so I get it for the last season. But if you're in like season 1 or season 2, or even with this new game coming out and you're like, I don't even want to get the early release, I just don't want to play, like maybe that's time. The losing, if you can get used to the losing, then that's probably not a reason, because you still have the chat and all the interaction there. But if it starts feeling like I don't want to do it anymore, then just probably believe what you're feeling.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I was going to say, if when Madden comes out in August and you're like, I'll just probably wait, I don't feel like playing it, or I'm not super excited for the team draft, it's probably time. And
when those like big exciting things, like you're saying, that's a perfect time.
There's some times I think we're burnout. Like for me, I get in the rut of Groundhog Day a little bit at times, more than I used to, but I'm excited for the team draft. I already have ideas for that. And there's other things I'm getting excited for. Like I know we've been talking in private, and we've done something with the record book and with Claude now and League, the playoff simulator. And I think we're going to have some other cool stuff as we come up with it for next cycle that people are going to utilize. And so when I do those things like that, and if I keep having ideas like that, then I'm probably not done. But when that goes away, then I should probably stop.
Yeah, when there's the stuff that normally made you excited, playing the game, a lot of people don't like the game. So, you know, the more you play, the more you're going to get burnt out on that. But when the stuff that was exciting, the team drafts, you know, all that stuff, if that's just becomes a chore, then it's probably time.
No, 100%. Woods, give us another 2 Maddens, man. Another 2, at least.
2? All right, at least 2.
Guys, that's Mad Bomber. I'm Primetime 000. If you got your butt hurt on this show, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I gotta say this. Dan, I almost went the whole show without talking bad about Dan. I went in there last night, and the guy made another excuse. He lost to Stavo again because he said that he doesn't see him enough. He said he doesn't see Prime enough, but then he has an Excel spreadsheet of all my plays that I've ran for the last 5 years. He's lost to Stavo 5 times last cycle, twice in the Super Bowl. You've lost to Stavo 3 or 4 times this Madden. Just be a man and admit that you lost, and then you go and chat, and then you're like, oh yeah, no, I don't need the number 1 seed. It's like, dude, just admit that the number 1 seed's a good seed to have. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to be some contrarian smart guy? You're a low IQ, well-read guy. Dan is not smart, but he's well-read. That's my take on Dan.
Yeah, it's always an excuse that some of them just don't make sense. Like, you don't see Stavo don't see you enough. I don't know. It goes both ways.
Yeah. Thank you. I just had to get my Dan soapbox. I hadn't done it, but I got it in. So SML, that's After Dark. Thanks for watching.